If you're the kind of person who wants a drink station that actually works for everyday life, something reliable, easy to live with, and worth every penny, then you've probably been scrolling past a lot of glossy brochures and wondering if any of them will fit your kitchen without turning it into a showroom. I felt that exact hesitation when I started looking at built-in beverage centers. You see the promises of modern look and timeless quality, but the real question is whether the unit will keep your sodas cold, your wine at the right temperature, and still look good after a year of daily use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Summit 18-inch Beverage Center is one of those just right pieces that sits in that sweet spot between a full-size refrigerator and a countertop cooler. At 2.7 cubic feet, it isn't a massive walking fridge, but it does give you enough room for a decent selection of bottles, cans, and even a few larger pitchers. The real test for a unit like this is how it fits into the flow of a kitchen or a small bar, and whether the design actually helps you get drinks out without a chore. First off, installation is fairly straightforward if you're comfortable with basic cabinetry work. It's designed to sit at the standard 18-inch width, so most pre-existing cabinets can be modified without major structural changes. The unit comes with a stainless steel front and a glass door, which gives it that sleek boutique feel. In practice, that glass panel does a nice job of showcasing what's inside, great if you like to see your inventory at a glance, but it also means you have to keep it clean. A quick wipe with a soft cloth after a spill is enough. The glass doesn't fog up like some cooler doors do, which is a small but pleasant surprise. What impressed me most was the way the interior shelves can be adjusted. You can drop a lower shelf down to accommodate taller bottles, or lift it up for a stack of standard 12-ounce cans. I tried a scenario where I kept a few bottles of craft beer, a couple of soda cases, and a small pitcher of iced tea all in the same unit. The adjustable shelves let me group the items by type, so I could reach for a soda without disturbing the beers on the next tier. That kind of flexibility is rarely highlighted in product copy, yet it makes a huge difference when you're pulling a drink for a family dinner or a quick office break. Temperature control is another practical area. The unit isn't a high-end wine cellar, it's built to stay drinks chilled, not necessarily to preserve fine vintages. The thermostat is a simple dial that lets you set a range between roughly 35°F and 55°F. In my testing, setting it to the low 40s kept my beers crisp without freezing them, and the occasional chill on a bottle of white wine was barely noticeable. For most households, that range is more than sufficient. If you're looking for a precise, sub-zero wine storage solution, you'll want to look elsewhere. One hidden trade-off lies in the door swing. The glass door opens outward, which is aesthetically pleasing but can be a snag in tight kitchen layouts. If your countertop is right up against a wall, the door may need a few inches of clearance to open fully. That's something to measure before you buy, otherwise you could end up with a door that bangs into a wall or refuses to open when you're trying to grab a cold drink in a hurry. Another practical consideration is power consumption. The unit isn't a massive energy hog, it draws about 100 watts on average, which translates to roughly $5 to $6 a year in electricity costs based on typical US rates. That's modest, but if you're trying to keep your home's energy footprint as low as possible, you'll want to factor that in. It's also worth noting that the unit uses a standard 115-volt outlet, so you won't need a dedicated circuit, which simplifies placement in most kitchens. Who should buy this beverage center? It's a solid match for families who entertain regularly, small office break rooms, or anyone who wants a dedicated space for chilled drinks without taking over a full refrigerator. If you're someone who only needs a couple of soda cans a week, the unit might feel oversized and you could save money with a countertop mini-fridge. On the other hand, if you run a boutique coffee shop or a small restaurant that serves a variety of cold beverages, the adjustable shelving and visible glass door can double as a functional cooler and a visual showcase for your menu. The strengths of the Summit unit are its simple, user-friendly design, the adjustability of internal shelves, and a clean aesthetic that blends with most modern kitchens. Its weaknesses are the outward swinging door that needs clearance, the lack of precise temperature control for wine enthusiasts, and the fact that it's not a high-capacity freezer for bulk storage. None of those issues are deal breakers for most people, but